back. Grand Final, Ryzing Star Cup 11 by AMD. We have a best of 5 Undead Mirror coming up. We have Happy in the Grand Final again. After slipping a little last week, this shall not happen twice in a row. He defeated Mr. Winner, Kraft, Neutron, and Ente. Not the hardest grid for him. But let's take a look at the bottom. Vortix is his opponent for the first time in a final. With wins over Sonic and Hawk and Cash, he has pretty much beaten the European elite. Is it enough to challenge Happy? The last best of 5, Remo dug up the stats before. February 2007 in a best of 5. 2 former StarCraft pros clashing in a Warcraft 3 Grand Final. Let's see.
Yeah, Vortix has taken out much of Europe's elite already, but there's Europe's elite, and then there's Happy. He is one step above everyone else, to be honest. Has been for a long time in Europe. The first Western champion of the Chinese Gold League tournament ever. And back-to-back finalist. Vortix here also starting off with a bit of an unusual opening. Lich first. Happy, of course, should surprise none of us, is going for his standard opening, the DK first, Tet Fiends, which he always plays, and I like to see this a lot. Remember earlier, Neo, when I said I think Lich first, fast expansion, especially against the Tet Fiend build, can absolutely be viable? Maybe Vortix is feeling similarly inclined.
You are quite a farseer today, Remo. Not bad, your predictions on this very Saturday. So the Acolyte hangs around in the base to confirm what hero it is, and he will see the Lich. And how do you react after you see this?
There's 2 ways to go about it. Either be aggressive, harass with the DK, try to slow down the Lich as much as possible, or just solo creep up yourself. But especially on this map, I would certainly not suggest passive creeping, because you can't really creep very well at all. You could go for the green camps at the knolls, but those don't really yield much in terms of benefit. Instead, it's Happy going towards the main and looking for Acolyte kills. Huh. Similarly to how he did against 1-2-0, where he killed off so many of his Acolytes early on and slowed down the entire game plan. Let's see if we can do it here as well. Vortix needs to juggle these Acolytes quickly so they don't get surrounded. And is doing so pretty well so far.
Nerve Tower.
Heck, of course, will be much slower for the Spaniard.
Has to go for Narrow Tower, and there is a surround, but he had a Scout Acolyte ready. So for now, the mine is filled, and the Lich comes back. Without having prepped too much here. Skeletons give a little bit of experience if they not expire. Nice save by Happy. Like, not even giving him 12 XP.
And Vortix starts his tech. Not gonna go for the expansion, which would have at this point, I guess, been pretty late. Oh, he's going for the fake tech! Oh my god.
Wow.
The mind games.
Wow.
But Happy is scouting for it. Oh, if Happy wasn't scouting this with the skeletons, this might completely catch him by surprise, but he is scouting for it.
He sees the animation on the Necropolis, and that confirms the Acolyte. In the meantime, DK still creeping a little. First Fiend is out as well. He's just going for the base again, right? Like, he leaves Vortex creeping, lets him get the expansion for a bit.
A player's forces are under attack.
I don't know how much you can do in the main with only 1 Fiend, though. And of course, this is always the downside of this Tet Fiend opening. Early pressure potential is very low, which is why fast expansions are oftentimes a good choice against this. Lich hits level 2, gets Dark Ritual, gets more mana, and gets the big creep from the camp and a Pendant of Energy, which is absolutely outstanding. Happy will get at least 1 ghoul, stole 1 last hit with a coil as well, but not yet level 2.
Oh, hard to defend this Ziggurat. Puts a Nova on the first hero. Only the skeleton attacking at the moment. Fiend puts in more damage, and that's the cancel.
A player's forces are under attack.
Vortex super short on gold because he constantly has to use the ghouls.
I think going for the DK there was a big mistake. If he just Novas the first Fiend, keeps... Yeah, this was a big mistake. 1 spell misused can spiral out of control very quickly. He should have just attacked the first fiend, force it back with the skeletons. Trying to get the surround now, which he will. But the expansion is cancelled, and that's the much bigger deal.
And he has... Okay, queued it again, but he is so short for lumber. And Happy's tech is almost done. And he's very good at pressuring expansions. We know that from his matchup versus Human.
Could be a Dark Ranger second. Yep, there we go. And that's not easy to hold. At this stage, you want to be level 3 with a Lich. I wonder why Vortix didn't creep the Gnolls first. Normally with 2 skeletons and 3 ghouls, that's pretty easily doable. If the DK comes in, you can prevent the last hit with your own Nova. Coil last hit, that is.
More damage on the DK, but that was the last bit of mana for a while. He really wants this DK gone, but it feels like it's not working. Again.
And the way you want to do this with the ghouls is, you want to have 2 ghoul on every fiend, pretty much.
A player's
So
forces
they,
are under attack.
you don't just attack one, and that one can kite around the others. Which now is starting to do better, but it's not being level 3. That's the big problem here.
DK close to 2. One more kill is level 2, and look at this block. Oh, this is just gorgeous. And now Unholy Aura. Not easy to hold this for Vortix, but he has surprised us many times already this tournament. There's a lot of pressure. At least he has... Oh, tower's not finished. Not for a while.
A player's forces are under attack.
And the Lich now needs to be so careful.
He can get quite a bit of mana if he drops the pendant, eats the unit, picks up the pendant again.
Yeah. And Happy standing in the middle of the narrow. This could lead to some fiend kills. There's only 1 coil left, actually.
It's risky.
And now the narrow is done.
Should be going for the DK again. But too far away. Good zoning with skeletons and fiends. Always putting damage on the Lich. Nova. Who's gonna die first? Lich it is. DK walks it off. And that's GG. Easy game 1 for the Emperor.
Didn't even slow him down there with the narrow. The narrow was not attacking the DK. Another pretty obvious mistake. Not the best showcase for Lich first, I guess, but I think, honestly, that wasn't the most cleanly played. I have seen that done better.
And again, people just play differently when they're up against Happy. That didn't show too much confidence in routine that he showed before in this tour.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the first camp there should be the Gnoll camp. Even if you lose a ghoul, the experience there is so valuable. And as I said earlier, with a Nova, you should secure at least 1. Perhaps, yeah, probably secure all of these last hits.
So, game is up. This time it's Terranastan. But it's still fascinating how little time Vortix needed. I keep pretty much played or started playing again with the Reforged launch. A little earlier, maybe in beta, but it's been 3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
So sick.
He's very good. Very, very good.
Of course, a lot of
Very
expertise from
talented.
StarCraft and Heroes of the Storm. Can this expertise shine now? Thank you, Yorko,
Going
for the
up.
22-month resub.
Terrastan, that is the best fast expansion map by far in the pool. Echo Isle is also pretty good, but this one I would say is even better. And we load in. Happy looked quite convincing there against the somewhat cheesy strat of Vortix with a fast expo. With his standard build that, with a bit of adjustment, just seems to be ready for pretty much everything all the time.
True. He is so cheese-proof. Like very few other players in the entire world. So, Happy upper left, Vortix bottom right, lead for the Russian. Will this be another clean 3-0? Like we've seen many times. Or is there a new challenge coming?
Vortix is not going for a ghoul build. He's going standard Ted Fiends himself on this of all maps. That surprises me. And I guess that might mean that he thinks Happy is just too ready for the ghoul play, can abuse its weaknesses too much, and he has to win a straight up micro battle against Happy.
Yeah, what are the odds to win that?
If he does that, man, holy shit. Honestly, not even 1-2-0 has been able to do that almost ever. If 1-2-0 wins, it's with a smarter strat, a better timing push, or a better creep route. That's normally the way he wins. But if it's a all the way straight up even game, where it's all about micro, I don't know if I've seen Happy ever lose an Undead Mirror.
Well, he lost the last one to 1-0 when he finally overcame him after like 4 wins in a row off Happy.
Yep, he did it. But that was like smart Naga play, good creeping, high levels, also kind of good items, and a really good game plan. 1-0, when he fought, pretty much always, he had a big advantage already.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's what you need against Happy, I guess, in every matchup. We saw this from Cash against him last week. We saw it from Hawk. And maybe even little item luck against this monster.
Yeah. I mean, winning 10 out of 11 Rising Star Cups. That is quite insane. And winning every other weekly tournament as well.
A player's forces are
Tomorrow he's going to be back, most likely, for the ESL Open Cup, where of course we're going to be back as well.
Oh yeah. Starting at 4, I guess. We should be finished with the Huya Reforged Invitational then. Where we're down to the top 3. Chinese competition finally back. First day was glorious. Second day was meh. So hopefully tomorrow they bring the big gun.
It's the best of 5 grand final?
I think so. Not sure. We might miss the first round of the ESL Cup. Ooh, Vortix DK is getting surrounded and got the experience. That was close though.
Oh, that was so close to a surround. It is a surround. Oh my god. It's playing perfect.
And he's blocking again with an Acolyte. And he's not even losing the skeleton.
Like, you know, sometimes we criticize people for playing differently against Happy and playing afraid. How can you not be afraid of this goddamn guy?
Yeah. People must have nightmares from these grand finals.
Like, everyone other than Lin
player's forces are under attack.
just craps their pants when Happy's coming.
Yeah. Like we saw one Chinese tournament, then there was a group drawing, and the pairing was Happy versus 1-2-0, and the immediate social media response by 1-2-0 was, "Oh fuck, why always Happy?" Like, and if 1-2-0 says there's a former world champion, then it tells you a lot.
Yeah. Okay, of course the game is far from over, but this was a really, really strong surround that did force the TP, which can certainly matter in the late game. But now we're returning to a bit of a creep war. Stacking up on claws is what you want. Vortix got one of them. And the ring +4. I think this item is really undervalued. In my opinion, ring +4 actually protects you from more damage than the root bracers.
Very possible. I don't know the math on this though.
Depends, of course, how much spell damage versus right-click damage you're taking.
Yeah.
But normally, when Nova hits you, you're always getting focused after. And rings do certainly help out. However, against Happy, perhaps not too valuable, because normally Happy is like the complete opposite to Vortix in the actual big fight micro department, because Happy never goes for hero kills. And Vortix, as we saw earlier today, goes for hero kills a ton.
Yeah, not too sure if that's the right
Player's
thing to
forces
do
are under
against
attack.
Happy, as the coils are oftentimes like so perfect and on point. There is moments where he misses coils, but it's so rare.
Yeah, I think in the Undead Mirror in general, it's not the best idea because, of course, you can't just use your coil aggressively. It's only the Nova.
Should go carry and swarm them to back it up. What the? What is this? He's leaving all his items on the ground.
A
Yeah,
player's
for the lich.
forces are under attack.
Doesn't have enough slots for all of them. And he wants to keep them.
Okay. Okay, so he gets level 3 and then the Lich joins. Okay, and then he gets solo experience. I see.
Happy also found a pair of claws. Pretty equal here in item drops. Pretty decent on both sides. Not absolutely mind-blowing on either. No, then again, Vortix's Lich is actually looking pretty damn good. Oh, with that replenishment potion. Oh.
Perfect situation for it. Vortix still leaves the base without the
Player's
TP.
forces are under attack.
If there's a fight, he's forced to take it.
Lion Horn for Happy. That's an excellent find. Always a great help against the orb.
Throw the beast also. Destroyers are not too likely. You have to dispel silence. So what now? Both gearing up for the late game, waiting for tier 3 and orbs. So Vortix is solo creeping the Lich quite a bit, yeah?
A player's forces are
Already
under
a level advantage.
Yeah, if he gets this full camp, he's basically level 3, right?
Yeah.
Gonna get a big item here as well, hoping for one of those auras.
Question in
Bracers.
chat, why do you put the slippers on the Lich? Because it gives you attack speed. And a little bit of armor, but in general for the attack speed. And rune bracers.
A pretty good defensive setup.
forces are
Ring of
under
Protection, Rune Bracers. Might even be so greedy as to not go for Invul on the Lich, but that's like typical strongman syndrome. Thinking, oh, I have Rune Bracers, there's no way I can die. And then suddenly, you can't coil him, and then he's dead. One of the win for Happy. That is a game-changing item in Undead Mirror.
I feel like when it comes to these power-up items, the claws and such,
player's forces
he's always
are
a
under
little unlucky, but the consumables are oftentimes on point.
Yeah, honestly, with Scroll of the Beast, Wand of the Wind, and Big Invul, there should be no way Happy loses a fight.
Yeah, I feel the same. Also, how often did we see a big mana potion in the games against Foggy? Of course, he forces the luck by creeping all these items, but yeah, it just happens a lot.
Yeah, Vortix in comparison, only big Wand of Mana Steel and Book of the Dead, which can be okay, but like, Wand of the Wind is a game-changing item. In these fights, it's all about the clutch coils
A
and
player's
about
forces are under
hiding.
attack.
Dark Ranger has an
Fight is a brewing.
Lich has an invul, no level advantage anywhere. 3-3-1.
Happy is going for a Banshee House this time, surprisingly.
Oh, rather early.
Unlike in the previous games. I wonder why. He's deciding to go Banshees now somewhat early instead of staying on Destroyers only.
Maybe he saw Vortix's hero focus and assumes it's happening as well and wants anti-magic. I don't know. Rather unlikely, but... Wait. Expansion?
I guess it also fits the tempo of this game. The map is basically entirely crapped, so you don't need to be as strong as possible at all points. because you can afford to be a little bit more weak and be playing passively. But anyways, here we go. Big fight coming in. First Nova hits the Fiend, but the DK for Happy was standing out of range. Book of the Dead, summon in the back. Destroy cooldown is... The spell is on cooldown. Let's throw the Beast coming in now as well. And here comes the Dispel from that Destroyer. But the Book is still alive. Fiend still getting kited into the back. Happy still alive with 4. Vortix only with 2, if I saw that right. Big Dispel now on the Book, and now it's finally gone. Level 4 for the DK here for Happy. Helps out now with the Aura on everything. One Destroyer, web to the ground. That getting focused now for Vortix. He's running out of mana, so is Happy, slowly but surely. And that Destroyer will be falling nicely timed. Silence there as well. Coil doesn't quite come in time. Perfect silence, and now the Dark Ranger in trouble. Also, only getting focused after all the Fiends are dead. Or at least almost all of them. There's a single one left. And Happy wins that engagement. As he does so often. Perfect silence again.
Prevents the coil. He didn't even touch his One of the Wind yet. That...
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he didn't need it. That's enough. His skills are enough. There was no TP on Vortix, as I said. Couldn't get out. He didn't fix that problem after getting the DK surrounded early.
If he had used 2 of these charges, he would have completely destroyed that fight.
Yep, that's quite rough.
But even so, it was good enough. And Happy, with such a strong position now in the game, he went for the greedy Banshee tech. Somewhat greedy. And now is even expanding behind that.
Yep. Depth upgrade is finished for the Banshees, so...
And here you can see, it doesn't matter if Happy's playing against Human or Night Elf or Undead. He's just better than everyone in Europe. Almost every day. Sometimes he's getting challenged. And of course, this best of 5 is far from over. But I'm still already quite impressed here with what Happy has done. But the next fight is coming in. Vortix is not giving this up just yet, of course. Destroyer is getting focused. Oh, nice quick Dispel. That saves the Destroyer, actually. That's a double level up for Vortix, perhaps. New wind in his sails now, going for another Fiend kill. That's 2 Fiends down. Finally, the Wand of the Wind, though, is coming into effect. And with the Lich high up in the air, that is a lot of damage lost by Vortix. 36 supply versus Happy's 38. We're pretty close in that regard. Vortix has his own expansion coming up. Does Happy smell that? Is he looking for a cancel there? He's chasing. And he sees it.
Oh, wow. Of course he checks it. He has his eyes everywhere. It was pretty crazy. I think the Destroyer death animation was still there, and that's when he used the Wand of the Wind, when he knew that there's no Dispel anymore. Lich quite in trouble, and this is the perfect usage of that wand. But there was an invul, so the Lich is safe for now, but it's more and more Fiends dying. Vortix down to 38 supply. Still has the statue. DK for him is low. Happy almost has a coil again.
A little 4 Lich. Close to 1 more Nova. And here come the Banshees. And that curse on the Lich is so much damage mitigation. Has to go for Destroyer. Has to dispel this. But Happy's still hanging around. May have to TP out here sooner or later. Oh, he didn't even dispel the curse? Now he does, with the Destroyer finally. Curse I also feel in Reforge a little bit hard to see, but I doubt Vortix is playing on Reforge. Happy without health, without mana. How is he still able to stay in this fight?
Anti-magic, statue regen. Lich hits the Nova to finally take out that pesky caster. And yeah, Happy with an expansion running. Double income now. Another Nova kills another Fiend of Vortix. That's level 4 Lich.
And now the Banshee tech is kicking in, and it's so strong. As I pointed out earlier, it is more rarely played nowadays in Undead Mirror on the top level than it used to be a little while ago, because it's so expensive, it takes a while, it makes it so you lose tempo on the map, but once it's online, it's really strong. Vortix coming back in, has 1 more Nova to use. Next Destroyer is going to be falling. I think Happy will have to TP out of this sooner or later, or will he? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, Borrow. Well used. Happy still has 2 Novas. And more coils. Yeah. Before these spells are depleted, he's not going to TP out here.
And he has a 15 supply lead. I mean, why should he? Still the big invul as well, just to be safe.
And the way Happy gets so much damage done, by the way, is the Liches in the front line always shooting away, and the Fiends are always manually being microed by themselves. Never using his group to go back, always individually microing. This is how he has such an insane damage output. Oh, the DK dropping quite low here. Has to be careful. There's more Novas for Happy. Up to almost 3 now, going for the first hero. Forces the invul. Some badges are dying in the back though for Happy. But he has plenty of Fiends left. 1 more dies, but 4 are remaining. Level 3 even for the Dark Ranger. 4, 4, 3 hero levels for Happy. Super strong.
Dark Ranger is about to die last coil. But if he reaches once more, the DK might be dead. Still no TP. The potions are gone as well. We can see the end of this game unfold before our eyes right here. 61 supply. Ice Age for this DK. 2-0 Happy.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does in exactly that fashion. How this game goes if Vortix's DK is not getting surrounded there with this masterful move, nobody knows, but that was sick already. Again, Vortix, good fight, constantly. There is a challenge for Happy for sure, but
I mean, he put up a decent fight, but he wasn't close to winning.
no.
Not really.
Crazy how he buys the time for the Banshee tech. Same as against Juan in, was it a quarterfinal or a round of 16? When Juan was so good, but the Banshee tech somehow Happy had the time for the Banshee tech and still was competitive enough to win these fights.
Yeah. And with Juan, it was even crazier because Happy was down a base, but he just was trading so perfectly. He was able to stay in it.
He has to win 3 maps.
I wonder in that first big fight, did Happy have too much to do that he wasn't using the Wand of the Wind because he kind of was overwhelmed? Or did he think he can win that fight easily without Wand and he's going to save it for later?
I think he doesn't want to waste it to a Destroyer Dispel, because the second he killed the Destroyer in the bottom left, he used the Wand of the Wind.
But even against one Destroyer, it's fine. Like, use the Wand, Destroyer Dispels, you want him again. Boom, there we go.
Yeah, but then it's a one wasted charge. I think Happy's mind works in a way that that's not happening.
If you get 1 or 2 Fiend kills out of it, it's worth it. Also, normally, Destroyer Dispels the first silence, and then you can use the Wand right away. I don't know. I would love to know that from him. Only he knows.
You can ask him.
Happy, please, can you sign me an autograph? And
Can you take a picture together? Yes, sure.
Can we take a selfie, Happy? Is the game up, by the way?
Yes.
Ah, it is. Okay. Oh, let me in. I'm in. Okay. Last Refuge. Is this going to be our last map, or is here where Vortix starts his comeback?
That would be so insane.
Happy has not been beaten in a best of 5 by a Western player in 3 years. 2017, February was the last time against Foggy.
In 2017. I was still watching football back then, I think. Or it was the time I stopped. This is so long ago. What was the music in 2017? I don't really remember.
Wasn't it Yeezus?
That could be the case.
Oh no, oh my god, that's way earlier. Oh my god, dude, we're so old.
Maybe, was it Pablo?
That's probably earlier as well. Or was it? Yeah, okay, it's 2016. That was pretty close.
That counts. Thank you, Lord G 2009 for the €5 donation. Thank you very much for the great job you do. Nice that you constantly show the Reforged graphics. Despite all the difficulties at the start, I think that Reforged is still a good remake and more than just HD textures, just like other games do it. Reforged is the future. We streamed Classic today and yesterday, but not on purpose. Just saying. Yeah, we will definitely stick with the graphics.
That's actually someone being optimistic about Reforged and about the future.
That's a blessing.
That's rare.
Those
Lord G, thank you very much.
Yes, that people like Lord exist. We thank you.
Dude, look at the pig. Oh, before it's slain.
What?
Look at the portrait. Look at the portrait. Ah! You see it?
Missed it. Does it look like your mother?
Oh wow, yeah. These mom jokes are really high class today.
I'm so sorry. 2017 was Gangnam Style. Holy. Happy lost the last best of 5 when Gangnam Style was a thing.
I was still watching South Park back then. Long time ago. Music was Despacito. Little fun fact. Hunter's favorite song is Despacito. And one time in China, he was singing it to us. And he was like, you know this song? Have you heard it before? Do you know it? Okay, check out the blue DK. Happy's DK. Now, look at the pig.
Yes.
Quick. At the portrait.
Yes.
You see it?
Yeah.
Look at it. It's so glossy.
Player's
It's so
forces are under
greasy.
attack.
Looks like
You can throw it on, like, on the grill right away. It's gonna go up in flames instantly. Juicy.
marzipan. I don't know the English word.
How does it look like that? What?
It's so glossy.
I don't know what it's called in English either, by the way. That disgusting stuff.
You usually help me out.
It's actually called marzipan.
Marzipan.
Marzipan. Or also, marchpane, apparently. That stuff is white, bro. It's like super
What?
white.
No. You can color that in any whatever you want.
Whenever I see it, it's either white or like beige, but almost white. Like super,
Player's
super
forces
bright
are
beige.
under attack.
Anyways, it's disgusting. Yuck.
I like it if it's just a bit. Like, not too much of it. Not pure.
I like it when it's 0%.
Alright. Oh, Gangnam Style was 2012. Okay, Twitch chat lied to us. Sorry about that.
2012. Did you see that Roland Emmerich movie?
Oh, it
2012.
was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Oh, that was so bad. And dude, one of my best elementary school friends told me, bro, that movie is so good. It's probably my favorite movie of all time. He told me that, and then I saw the movie. And after I was like, oh, buddy. Oh, man.
Not buddy anymore.
Something's wrong with your taste.
A player's forces are under attack.
No, I don't ostracize people for that. No. Dude, when we were first in China, you were listening to Moneyboy all day.
True.
Those were rough mornings, and I'm a morning person.
I just listened to it to fuck you up a little. And it worked. It's good.
It did. So we have a pretty passive game here so far, just creeping all around. So we look towards the items and experience. Experience is exactly even Steven
player's forces are under
McSchweven.
attack.
Items, what's better? Double gloves or double circled?
Double circlet all the way, right?
Yeah, I'd say so as well. Like, not even close. Maybe if you have a level 10 hero with 80 average damage, maybe then gloves is better. But other than
Especially when it's sometimes about like who has one more coil than
that, yeah.
having this extra 60 mana is really important.
Oh,
A
Happy
player's
going to the
forces
red
are
camp
under
with
attack.
2 fiends?
What?
Are you crazy? Oh, sentry battle.
What?
Vortix wins this sentry battle. It's gonna cost a lot of health and a lot of coils to creep this, I think.
Maybe I want to snipe the item, but I can't really see that. Cloak. Okay, he just wanted that.
Is that worth it?
Not sure. He's super low.
He used 2 or 3 coils. He's low HP on DK and also kind of on the fiends.
Might be getting ballsy.
I mean, it worked, but I'm sure 1-0 would punish this right now.
Forces are under attack.
He would come in with the Lich, would creep aggressively, and would put pressure on.
But not Vortix. He's getting the Lich though. Tier 3 halfway done. And this is the most tame game we have seen since the quarterfinals, pretty much.
Did that Dust of Appearance sound also play twice for you?
I don't know.
A player's forces are under
Have you just
attack.
used Dust at the merchant?
Yeah, I was there, but I don't know if it was once or twice.
It's been a long day, Neo, isn't
Almost 12 hours.
it? It's pretty sick. But I think we're gonna finish a little bit before 12 hours. I will see. Man, this Lich for Happy is looking good.
Yeah.
Looking to snipe the next red camp. This is pretty predictable. Especially if you see the merchant taken, which Vortix now does. The next logical step or spot is the red.
A player's forces are under
Vortix is
attack.
trying to reach around. Oh, no. Maybe. He was thinking about the lab, and now he's going to the red. But now it's too late. Red camp is gone. Happy's probably going to have to TP out of this, but that's okay.
He was on Battle Drums. That was worth it for sure. Oh, TP loses a fiend and... Okay. Not more. Rest of the camp goes to Vortix. But yeah, 10% damage on everything. Plus this Lich. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Absolutely worth the fiend loss. TP is gone as well,
Players'
but
forces are under attack.
sometimes you don't even need a TP. Just imagine how many games we see where TP isn't even used. You know? Losing a TP only matters if you need another TP.
That's correct.
Think about it, Neo.
Yes, absolutely right. I think Happy could just sell them.
I wouldn't suggest that. Happy likes creeping pretty greedy sometimes, and for that, I think that's actually the best use of TP most of the time. Creep really greedy, really risky, and if your opponent is coming in, just TP out.
Yeah, you definitely get more of it than just use it as an exit for a fight.
Comes with a bit of a risk, of course. You need to be careful with your DK positioning. Not just a click in there. Mana Stone, by the way, for Happy. That's some pretty good items. And a big mana potion.
Yep.
Oof.
Okay, RNG, this is with the Russian here now. But we have a flute for Vortix that's also pretty good. Pretty much counters the Warsong Battle Drums,
A player's forces are under
which is
attack.
nice to see. But yeah, that's a lot of mana in the hands of Happy. Stop it! Stop the snakes!
Tell Blizzard.
You tell Blizzard you're best buddies with their developer.
Roll the Magi. Ooh, baby.
Seriously. It feels
Happy
like
is
you want
super
to
low on
avoid
involves,
this topic, by the way. That you're best friends with Blizzard guys.
I mean, I know you get jealous, you know.
Yeah, but that's too late already. I mean...
Alright, Vortix. Now is your time. Go for those hero kills. Happy has no invuls. Do it, just do
the
it.
creeps are helping Happy as well. This is not the best situation.
A player's forces are under attack.
Happy's down a fiend right now. That's the fiend he lost earlier. Oh, nice silence. Nice Nova. That's another fiend. Oh, good start for Vortix. Here we go.
But how to power through 600 mana? Foil did not hit the fiend. And something else. Vortix about to lose one. There was a nice silence, so he can't prevent. This is coil too late.
This is that one, but he has plenty of coils remaining. Wasn't Happy 2 fiends down just a second ago? Or am I hallucinating? I don't think I am. Hero kill could still be a danger. But both coils fly in towards the Dark Ranger third hero. Oh, silence, focus, no invul. Remember, Happy's just standing there like a man because he has the Destroyer spell. And now he's going for the opposing Lich. Clutch Destroyer morph.
Many more coils. Ooh, Dark Ranger in trouble! Vortix losing his third hero. No silence, no more. Happy burned through Mana Stone and Potion for this fight, by the way.
Yeah, but that's the right call. Berserker coming in.
Desperate, desperate.
Oh, the Lich!
He's committing hard, but the DK as well. Portal out.
Ooh.
Happy is not losing Liches.
Oh, but Vortix losing the Berserker. That was a short life, my friend. You should have stayed at the mercenary camp with your buddies. Man, that was close. But guess what? When the dust settles, Happy comes out on top.
A player's force
Supply
is
is still
under attack.
equal, but everything else, I guess, is not. Wow, that gave Happy a 300 experience lead.
Plus 9.
Yes, of course. Oh my god.
Plus 32.
Yeah, I
Lich.
take that back
Holy
that he doesn't
Jesus.
find good power-up items.
And he's almost level 5 DK. Close to level 4 Lich, close to level 3 Dark Ranger.
A player's forces
And now
are under
expansion
attack.
coming. Happy knows he has the lead. Almost seemed like overconfidence though. Running around without involves.
That usually is not a thing that I would put towards Happy. Always plays it safe, normally. But expansion. He knows he has this advantage. 1-0 upgrade for Vortix, 1-0 for Happy as well.
Does now finally go for an invul on the DR. Should certainly pass that to the Lich. And does so. All creeps are dead. Every single last one. So what to do next?
Banshee tech? Not going for it. The other buildings were expensive enough.
Happy's about to have 2-1 fiends. Very good upgrades.
A player's forces are under attack.
And catches Vortix out of position just a little bit. First Nova. Roots the DK. The level 3 coil now for Happy is so strong. Destroyers both getting webbed, both quickly getting taken out, but it's the fiends who are suffering heavily for Vortix. Happy is not even gonna lose that one. Oh, he is. But he has way superior firepower here. Oh my god. In this stage in the game, fiends look like ghouls. They die so fast. And that is GG and another championship to Happy. His 10th Ryzing Star Cup win.
Buenos noches for Vortix. Happy is back on the throne where he belongs. 11 Rising Star Cups, 10 go to Happy. Last week was just a fluke. And that fluke is officially over. Not the hardest bracket for him this time, but Vortix put on a good fight. Enter as well was tough undead mirrors today for Happy. And Neutron was there in the quarterfinal. Not taking anything away from it. He is still the best. And he didn't meet Cash, so he wasn't eliminated. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Especially Cash, not solid enough today to put up that fight. Made a lot of unnecessary mistakes against Vortix. And I think Hawk very similarly, honestly. We didn't see Foggy. And if Europe doesn't bring their absolute A game, it's a walk in the park for Happy.
Yeah. I mean, Foggy challenges him oftentimes, then I wouldn't call it a walk in the park. It's still a big fight for it. The first games of Hawk are always good, but yeah, Vortix was not in that league today.
I mean, if Europe is not bringing their A
not
game,
bringing their game, so okay.
it's a walk in the park for Happy.
Okay, let's see if it's a walk in the park tomorrow as well, because our streaming continues. Wait, our homepage is down. What the fuck? Why is that?
Oh no!
It's back up. Just a little hiccup. Take it back. So, we started 11, the Huya Reforged Invitational Finals, down to the top 3. First, we're going to have Fortitude versus Colorful, and 15 Sway is waiting in the lower bracket. And then, once we're done with that, ESL Open Cup number 3. Maybe Happy stumbles there. We will, of course, announce it everywhere we are. So hit these follow buttons on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and follow us on Discord to get the latest Warcraft information. The latest back to Warcraft information possible. That was a 12-hour stream after a long night spent in bars. That was rough, but it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Remo, for being by my side and carrying me through the second stage of the broadcast. Thanks to AMD for supporting this wonderful tournament. Thanks to every single one who participated today. 219 players for Warcraft Weekly Cup. That is still sensational. And I'm pretty proud of that. So, from my side, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Don't forget about church.
Have fun, Remo. Enjoy it a lot.